If you're watching this video right now, you probably got into Cal. Congratulations, that's super exciting. I remember how excited I was. What's not so exciting is that I'm in quarantine right now. I'm always bored. I'm literally doing anything I can to avoid schoolwork. That's why I'm making this video right now, and also hopefully I can just help you decide if Cal is the right school for you or not.
A little side note. Well, first of all, I apologize for the Snapchat filter. I don't have any makeup on. I look really bad. It's the quarantine look, so I'm using the Snapchat filter. But second of all, I just realized that the class of 2024, so the class that just got admitted, isn't gonna have a Cal Day, and trust me, I am so sad about that. But I'm gonna try to include as much as I can in this format of things I learned when I went to Cal Day, so you can make the best decision possible for yourself.
I'm Millie. I am a freshman at UC Berkeley. I'm hoping to major in business, which means I'm trying to go for Haas, crossing my fingers every single day. It's a grind. And I'm the CEO of procrastination, so I think I made my commitment decision like April 25th-ish, which is super last minute. I'm the most indecisive person I know, and my parents had to help me out, but to be fair, I am out of state. I'm from Oregon, so that decision was a little bit more pricey. Let me read your mind real quick. You've been on Reddit, you've been on YouTube, you've been on niche.com, you've been on all these websites, and they're all telling you the same thing. They're telling you that Berkeley is depressing, it's backstabbing, it's competitive, grade deflation, no parties. One of the panels I went to, I remember at Berkeley, this girl said, guys, every single person in this room will become depressed at Berkeley, I guarantee it. And honestly, it made me not really want to go to Berkeley. So after digging through the internet, it scared me. So I whipped out my laptop and made a list of reasons why I shouldn't go to Berkeley. Berkeley is in low-key a sketchy area and has robberies often, homeless people everywhere. They have night safety shuttles, but times are constricted. So yeah, it's true. There are a lot of homeless people there, but honestly, you learn to avoid them, you learn how to deal with them, and I have personally not been in a bad situation. I have heard of robberies, but again, if you know where you're going, if you make smart decisions, and if you just don't, it's called People's Park, just make sure to avoid that and you'll be fine. Another concern I had was that freshmen get housing, but after that there's no guarantee. You have to seek outside housing, which is really expensive and stressful. It is true, after freshman year, people usually don't live in the dorms, but I also do have a lot of upperclassmen friends that live in the dorms, so that's very much a possibility still. If you find the right friends and if you find a good group of people, you'll be able to find apartments. If you join Greek Life, you'll be able to get housing for pretty cheap actually, with food included. My third bullet was, all caps, very competitive vibe. And I continue to write, competitive vibe continues every day, even after admissions. Not always super supportive, especially cutthroat majors. Some people are really, really snakes. Speaking of snakes, Haas is known to be the snake major. Being pre-Haas, it hasn't been bad at all. I think you just need to surround yourself with the right people. I've been really lucky to make friends in all my classes and be surrounded by super supportive friends. So even in my classes with curves, people have helped me out. They've given me answers. We share study guides, and no, the study guides don't include false information. I talked to one of my friends who's an MCB major, molecular cell biology, I think. I'm not pre-med, but she said that sometimes she feels uncomfortable asking people in her classes for information if she doesn't really know them well, which makes sense because you're competing against each other in the class if there's a curve. But if you have friends, then I think you'll be able to help each other out, and if you're not willing to help each other out. Another bullet was stress level. You see this on a normal day. I'm not gonna lie, it's true. A lot of people are constantly stressed, but you learn to cope with it. My biggest motto, I think, is work smart, not hard. For me, I am Haas, so I had the bullet point of Haas is super cutthroat and competitive. Again, yes, it is cutthroat, yes, it is competitive, but that is life, that is the real world. I'm going to touch on the competitive aspect of Berkeley one more time. I didn't expect a lot, or I didn't experience a lot of rejection in high school or really at any time in my life before Berkeley. But it's not a flex. I hadn't really experienced it, but going to Berkeley, I remember first semester, there were all these clubs I wanted to join because there's so many cool clubs, but I got rejected from a lot of them, and it really hurt at first, and it is true, it's super competitive to get into clubs at Berkeley. It's hard to get into Berkeley. It's hard to get into the clubs at Berkeley. It's hard to get into Haas. It's all just really hard, but the reality of it is that the real world isn't that easy either, and Berkeley will not hold your hand in any way, I think. So if you need help or if you need resources, you really need to seek it out yourself. No one's going to guide you to it. And I think that's, yeah, it's hard in the moment, but also it's really great because it prepares you well for the real world. Once you're out there seeking jobs, you're going to get rejected by so many jobs and internships. But hopefully maybe you'll get used to it because you get rejected from all these clubs. But it also does teach you to work hard and strive for more. I said thrive. Strive for more. One of the cool clubs I'm in right now, I get to work with TikTok and Curology. So Curology has us to make TikToks for their marketing. How cool is that? Like, it's super cool. I guarantee you, whatever niche you want, you'll be able to find at Berkeley. There's like 30,000 undergrads, I think, if I'm correct. That's a lot of people. Like, you're gonna find your group of people. You're gonna find your club. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna find your group, and you're gonna be happy, hopefully. And I mean, I've been able to find my group of friends. They're amazing. We party together. We study together. We do everything together, and they mean the world to me. And yeah, so I really believe that whatever you put in, you'll get out of it. At Berkeley, if you put in this much, you only get this much. If you put in this much work, you're gonna get so much in return. There's such cool alumni. There's such cool events. There's constantly people speaking events, networking events. It's just, the opportunities are amazing. And that's why as an out-of-state student, I decided to pay the big money to go there because I just think the opportunities are phenomenal. Okay, let's talk about location. Berkeley, like I mentioned before, is kind of in a sketchy area. Like, there are a lot of homeless people, but we're so close to San Francisco and Silicon Valley. So many cool experiences. The Curology thing I mentioned earlier, their headquarters, I believe, is in San Francisco. There's LinkedIn, I can't name them off the top of my head, but there's just so many amazing companies there. So we get a lot of opportunities to work with these companies and internships and alumni. I love the Bay Area, especially coming from Oregon, where there's no shade, but not much to do, not many companies. I will say Nike's here. We love Nike. This one's in bold, so I must have thought it was important. It says, in all caps, extreme grade deflation. Graded on a curve. This is not good because everyone is smart. I don't think I'm not smart, so I said that. Everyone else is super smart, so then harder to get an A. I said yikes. Especially for grad school or jobs, and compared to Stanford where it's grade inflation. So a few of my classes have been graded based on a curve, and yes, your grade kind of does depend on how other people in the class do. So if everyone else does super well, but if you do really badly, then you're not going to get a good grade. But I guess vice versa, if you do pretty well relative to everyone else, then you do really good. And that's where the backstabbing thing comes in, I think. People are scared to help each other out, and people are scared of giving answers to people for assignments and things because they always want to be the best, they want to be on top. But for the 1000th time, if you find the right friends, they genuinely want to thrive with you. I think you shouldn't want to thrive alone. It doesn't hurt to help friends, just find the right people. There are so many amazing people at Cal. Personally, my favorite part of Berkeley is the work hard, play hard environment, and I know that's not for everyone, and again, as I said before, you'll be able to find your people, but for me, the work hard, play hard is super great here. I'm able to party Friday, Saturday, sometimes even Wednesday, Thursday. Super fun. We go crazy. And then, but Monday through Friday, we usually work pretty hard, and on Sunday, me and my friends are all like, oh, we're super behind, we better grind, so we'll stay up till like 1 and 2, sometimes even 5 or 6 a.m. just studying together, and I'm so excited to grow with my friends and make so many memories with them, and yeah, I can't wait for this quarantine to be over and go back to Berkeley.
So when I visited for Cal Day, some of my favorite things I noticed about the school were, well, first of all was the campus. I actually really love the campus. It's not too big, I feel like, and it's not too small. I remember going to other private universities after visiting Berkeley, and I actually didn't like them because they were so small, and it kind of felt like I would be in high school again, which is not what I wanted. I like to be able to meet new people every day, discover new things. Another thing I loved about Berkeley was immediately the school spirit and pride. Everyone seemed really happy to be there, and you will not stop hearing Go Bears. People yell it all the time. Tradition is, if someone yells it to you, you have to yell it back.
I'll put my Instagram in my bio, so please, please, please feel free to reach out. I remember how much I struggled, and all I wanted was just to talk to someone from Cal and ask them about like everything, except I'm from Oregon, so I didn't really know a lot of people. So I get the struggle, so please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I have friends that are MCB, psych, history, CS major, everything, so I can also ask them for you. Maybe we can make another video, depends on what you guys want. And yeah, go Bears!